Astro presents the Astrology of Reddit titles. Hello and welcome to our very first session of the Astrology of Reddit titles. I started looking at Reddit in this way when I started going on through the subreddits for astrology and noticed the extent to which what I was looking at on the chart was what I was reading in the description, in the title and description, and how uncanny so many of these connections were, and how descriptive, how much the person didn't really know they were speaking their chart right there at that particular moment. So I really got into this and wrote an article about it, and then decided it would be a good Instagram feature. So we're going to look at how things show up in Reddit titles. Today's title is there anything in my son's chart that would indicate why his mood flips so quickly when he does not get his way? Now, there's more to this title, and one of the things is quite pertinent. She mentioned that he would fly into a rage, into an uncontrollable rage. So that is actually very pertinent also to our analysis. So this is how I tend to break things like this down. Word choice shows astrological placement or astrological situations, and one of her words was mood. She said, why is his mood the way it is? And I said, oh, mood, well, that's the moon. We're talking about moods. We're talking about the moon because the moon represents the part of our mind that governs our mood, right? If we know any Cancer is ruled by the moon. Cancer is known as one of the moodiest of sun signs, right? So moon and mood, they even kind of rhyme, right? Or they have the same letters. So moon and mood. So that was the first thing. And it's like, okay, this is a moon-oriented issue we're talking about. And then she said, flip so quickly, like a flapjack, like a pancake. And that means there's more than one side. So I said, oh, we're talking about mutable signs, or another word for mutable signs is dual signs. So the dual signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And the first thing I looked at was the moon, and the moon is in Virgo, which is one of the dual signs. So I was like, okay, there's the two sides of them. Then I look at the ascendant and I see, oh, there's Gemini. That's another dual sign ruled by Mercury. Okay, and so we've got our dual nature, so I can already kind of get an idea of what's kind of happening. And then I'm looking for, what's this rage? So this rage, that means, rage always says fire to me, right? But then it also says Mars, right? Because Mars is anger and war and contention. So a lack of harmony, disharmony. So I'm thinking, okay, well, where is Mars? Is there any connection with what we're looking at? And sure enough, there is. So the moon is at 3 degrees of Virgo. Mars is at 4 degrees of Sagittarius. That's an almost exact 90-degree angle between those two planets, which would be what we call a square aspect. As a matter of fact, we call it an applying square aspect because the moon, which is the faster planet, is applying to Mars. It's at a lower degree of the zodiac than Mars is until it goes exact. So Mars, being the lord of anger and contention and disunity and disharmony, he is also in a dual sign of Sagittarius, and he's in a fire sign as well. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. So here we have our raging Mars, we have our raging anger, we have our mood, which switches because it's in the dual signs. And so what I told the woman was that there are two of your son. Your son has two sides. Your son has two personas, two personalities. You must get to know both of them and figure out what to do about the raging monster. Okay, that's our session for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you the next time.